Ma'am, session, ma'am.
Sir. Good morning to everyone. It's an honor and privilege to welcome all HODs, professors, faculty members, students from our group of institutions to the Generic Talk Series 14 organized by RMK College of Engineering and Technology. Today's session titled Enhancing Societal Well-Being Through Advanced Automation, Integrating RPA, EPM, and AI for Real-World Impact is an exciting opportunity to explore how technology is making our world smarter and better. It's a great privilege to welcome our esteemed speaker, Mr. L. KARTHIK, .NET consultant from TATA Consultancy Services Limited, Chennai, who specializes in utilizing automation to solve real-world challenges. As we move through a time of rapid technological progress, innovations like robotic process automation, business process management, and artificial intelligence are reshaping industries and contributing to the betterment of society. Today's session is said to be both insightful and inspiring, providing us with a unique outlook on utilizing technology for meaningful impact. I sincerely thank Mr. L. Karthik for dedicating his time and expertise to us. And I thank our management, HODs, professors, faculty members from our group of institutions, and organizers for making this event possible. To all participants, let us grab this opportunity, learn, engage, and envision a future where technology and innovation bring transformative change to our society. Once again, I thank you all and I wish you all a productive and enriching session ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, session, ma'am. It's my pleasure and I'm very much happy to welcome our today's resource person, Mr. L. Karthik, .NET consultant working in Tata Consultancy Services, Chennai. He has a variety of experience for the past 12 years. He is specialized in C#, .NET, MS SQL Server, and complemented with strong proficiency in front-end technologies. During his tenure, he is collaborating with cross-functional teams to design, analyze the .NET projects. He maintained five plus mission-critical applications in a scalable manner, resulting in a 25% increase in user engagement. He investigated and integrated the latest .NET-related technologies, improving variety of applications by more than 30%. He played a very critical role in the team where financial projects involved using .NET applications. He has completed his Masters of Science in GRD College of Science, and he had a certified professional in Microsoft and Oracle. He is a very qualified person with skill set and expert in .NET C# as ASP.NET, SQL Server, HTML, Oracle, JavaScript, Angular, and React. I once again welcome Mr. L. Karthik for this session from Tata Consultancy Services. I'm handing over the session to our resource person, Mr. L. Karthik. Sir, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. So it's very good to have such a wonderful event, and I would like to thank each and everyone for this opportunity and to discuss and share my thoughts about RPA and .NET. So basically, every developers wants to be emerge on the next desired skill. If a person wants to learn a new technology, say for example, nowadays everybody is looking for AI, right? So in my experience, I have been done many sessions, workshops, and guest lectures in many colleges, and in the last 8-10 years. So most of the people are looking to learn the latest technologies. Nowadays, example, AI. So before that, this RPA plays a major role. This is a very a great turning point to each and every developers. So for example, if a person is working in a project, support project or in maintenance project, later he wants to focus on development activity. So the same project, he feel looking to work on a development, like enhancement and a new project development, a product development. So that is just the next level. So meanwhile, there should not be any thought of thinking to end of that. So we are into a development portfolio so that we are good. It should not be like that. So we should focus on to work on some enhancements like RPA. And so I would like to suggest that before learning AI, at least some technologies related to the development like API and RPA, automation particularly. So if they have a knowledge in automation, it will be very, very helpful to focus on the latest AI related stuffs. So that's what I would suggest. So let me go into my PPT and start. Let me share my screen. Give me a second. Okay. I hope you can able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, but this RPA, robotic process automation, particularly, it's all about automating any type of job, any type of activity by a technical person, doing by a technical person. So in my development experience, so that a lot of business users are looking for mainly into a .NET, uh, Selenium or Java, whatever the technology, the application which comes, but they look for the automations. The only reason I would say is quality and to avoid the human error. Okay. Any domain we can consider as insurance or banking, finance or healthcare, whatever. So whatever in the real world, uh, so a particular process to the business users, if any developers or technical persons are preparing a data or preparing sending a report, a simple thing, uh, there is no chance of providing 100% quality all the time. 100% there will be some issue, so it is a human error they can consider. So in IT generally, the management won't accept that human error. So it is not acceptable. There is a lot of escalation will occur. So to avoid and provide the quality output, they're looking for some the systemized. Uh, so that's what it's all about, the automation. So what is RPA? RPA is so automate the human being's task across the application. So in my experience, I have done a couple of automations in insurance domain. I would like to share that firstly before going into explaining what is a definition and what is about RPA. So the first thing is, I was working in insurance. It's one of the American insurance companies, world's top insurance company. They are handling all its insurance is commercial insurance, contract insurance kind of stuffs, and all policies. They are handling more than 10,000 companies, and they have a large policies amount of. So they are handling huge amount of data for all over the world. So in that point, every month or every quarterly, the insurance portfolio team wants to send the data to the finance team every month. So they have some process to provide the data to the finance team, and they provide the reports to the management. So at that time, there will be working. So technical people are working on the SQL server, and they are handling the uh, uh, SQL data, and they're preparing the scripts to extract the actual data. Like they have a different types of policies and the status of the policies. What is the actual amounts to be prepared as a report to send to the finance team. So that is before finance team, couple of stages are there. So every stages, the reports may differ. and they have to prepare and they have to segregate all the data into various format, and they have to send to the so they are handling, basically they are handling lakhs of data. So at the time, firstly, it is not possible to do in 1 day or 2 day. It will take a couple of weeks. So they are expecting at the end of the month the data should be prepared, the report wants to be sent to the finance team. So this is a difficulties, a lot of difficulties, challenges are facing by the technical teams, that there is need of quality team to verify the data and before sending. uh, so for that, they're preparing the SQL jobs and getting the data, and that system may getting failing of due to some deadlocks or system errors and human errors due to some reason. The format of data due to some format or some system issue may occur at that time, and the data may have some quality issue. If the data is going to the wrong in the wrong, because they're playing in the dollars, lakhs of crores of dollars. So playing in millions is very uh, sensitive, right? So it should be and confidential, and everything should be properly handled, right? So in that case, uh, the technical team preparing a job, uh, so the job wants to be called on a particular time, a scheduled time at the month end. So say now we are in December 2024. Say for example, from January 2025 to January 2025 December, all the 12 months they have a schedule. They used to schedule a plan. What is the actual month and time for sending the reports. So another good example I would like to share is the companies like Nestle, Unilever, uh, Cadbury. So a lot of product-based companies, they used to send the reports to their stakeholders. They might have they might have some reports like actual reports, forecast reports, something like that. Okay, and they need to do some comparisons. So at that time, more than 20 or 30 peoples all over the world, they have some uh, what to say, they have some portfolio, and they have segregated to into like countries. They will have a few countries together, and they will send a report on a particular day. So they have some 5 days time. One day they used to send for American based, uh, uh, they used to prepare the American based countries. They used to send the reports to the American based countries, and another day they used to call us Southeast Asia, Africa. So Asia countries and African countries, they used to send a report on that particular day. So the scheduled plan, they wants to send a report. At that time, people used to work on that particular day. There should not be any delay on that. So on that particular day, people will be working on day and night, and they are preparing the reports. At the time of pressurized time, lot of chances of becoming a human error. So in that case, people wants to make that automate whatever the task, whatever the formula they are using. They used to automate that the process. So they will write a script. What is the step one, step two, step three, and what is the actual output? And only the system will prepare the report within a minute, and they just check the report and they will send immediately. So it saves the time and resources, uh, and the budget wise, and everything. A lot of benefits are there. So management and the business users are looking for those benefits actually. So this is the reason, like RPA we wants to use. And example, I would like to share the example, and I would like to share a couple of uh, programs, Selenium C Sharp programs, automation programs, and I will say how the automation works, and I will show some examples. Okay, and this is the topics I'm going to cover actually, and how we are going to implement that RPM methods and methodology. And so these are all the topics I'm going to cover. And also I have some of slides which have how it is impacting how it is very useful for our society, and what are all the benefits we are having in our society. These are all the main uh, points I would like to discuss with you guys today. Yeah. So this is reason for why we are having RPA basically. The process wants to be between the product and customers. Between This is one of the example between the sales, marketing, or between the product customers. This is the actual process wants to be automated by using the RPA. So the technology possible, if you're good in Java, if you're good in Python or C Sharp, you can use the Selenium and start writing the automation script, and you can automate whatever the task, whatever the process you want. And this is one of the example, the invoice application. So the invoice application, they have some lot of steps. They have to prepare the invoice for supplier, they have to prepare the invoice for the customers, and there is different calculations or formulas to make use of preparation of that invoice. And they have some conditions to be logical conditions to be applied in the backend. And this process, if we want to send a report, daily report or weekly report, the actual sales report, and the supplier incoming and products, brands, and every data can be handled. If you want, if the a company management is out of the company, if they are not in that particular place, they can able to the RPA can able to send the email everyday basis or weekly basis. So this is one a simple example to understand the architecture, how this RPA works. So you can refer this actually. So here, if you see the invoice number, date, and amount, the supplier is correct or not, and the logical conditions, what are all the logical conditions we are applying in the back end, those conditions can be automated. So the developers don't want to the reports, or the quality team don't want to verify manually all the time. So if systems can confirm, and if uh, any failure happens in the system, any deadlocks or any kind of failure happens in the system, immediately the failure message can be sent to all the developers immediately. There is a lot of chance of happening in this type of scenario. And that case, uh, this RPA will send an email, and the tool will notify the developers, and it will prepare a ticket automatically. So nowadays the networking companies are all utilizing this RPA tool in the name of bots, right? So the above example of RPA. So what are the possibilities of automated using the RPA tool? So preparing invoice and emailing to the customers or suppliers, it's possible, absolutely. But what are the impossible things is barcode scanning. So barcode scanning, basically the invoice application having a barcode scanning, the device will be scanned by uh, the human manually. So it's not possible to uh, automate this kind of things. Okay. And creating work item, legacy software system, yes, it's possible. So here we have to understand creating a work item in a legacy software system. So for example, any company, they have a product based company, they have an invoice application, they might have some legacy system, they might not modernize their system, they're still they're using a 20 years or 15 years older softwares in their company. So in that scenario, so they were used to upgrade, but still some point they cannot able to change that older systems. For some reason they are using the legacy system still, they won't modernize. So that is the decision making from the management to upgrade. All the time they won't upgrade. So, okay, in that case, so the legacy software system, uh, uh, this automation RPA will do will access that legacy software, DB or application data, and it will process that any type of module like invoice or billing related stuffs, anything. So it will process automatically and it will move to the modernized system. So this saves the time. They don't want to like migrate from legacy system to more latest system manually. Okay, this is one. See, nowadays once the Microsoft or any companies provide this supports, they at one particular moment they used to stop and they ask us to upgrade. But a lot of particularly Indian based companies, a lot of companies, they won't upgrade, still they're using the older technology. So in that case, there is a lot of modernization is going in the current trend last couple of years. So that modernization is basically migrating the legacy system and converting to into a latest application, so that they can get the support from any company like Microsoft license, any type of license they used to keep on upgrade and um, for their convenient. And another thing is enter pivot to retrieve invoices. Yes, we can able to automate and check supplier name is correct or not. Yeah, that also it's possible. And key invoice data and amount, and check if amount is matches or not. So there is, these are all the logical conditions having in the back end for invoice system. This is one of the example. So what are all the possibilities of making the automations I have here? I have mentioned that. I think you can see that. And what is the difference between test automation and RPA? Yeah, so people wants to understand clearly about test automation and RPA. So test automation, see, so automation testing is basically if application a testing team is doing the regression testing all the time, they want to automate on particular moment. They don't want to keep on doing the same scenario again for one particular testing. Okay. Uh, Again, coming to the banking or insurance, if any enhancement, any changes make in that particular application, if the testing team wants to test that particular enhancement change, they don't want to do all the previous module creations. So some case they have to do that again. They have to create all the master entry, they have to process the previous module and come back to that enhancement module is working or not. So in that scenario, they don't want to do a manual checking again to the older modules. So in that case, they have to they want to prepare a regression testing. That regression testing process can be automated. So they used to run that regression testing, and that testing will provide the uh, test case and provide the output. So there is no use of manual testing on that particular scenario. So that is the main advantage. So we can avoid 10 testing team, 10 members of 10 resource of testing team to do that big testing. So one single system, one small tool can able to do that immediately. So they don't want to have a big team on that case. So these are all the parameters between the test automation and RPA. And first point is the main goal is to reduce the test execution time through automation. So that's what I was talking about, and reduce the headcount to automation. RPA will take care of that headcount through automation, and automatically they can able to create the test case on any type of testing task. And RPA is something different. The business process, if the lot of business process, if one particular process wants to be repetitive processes needs to be avoided, and if want to automate, they can able to do. And coding, so of course coding knowledge is required for automation testing. And for RPA, once RPA tool is done, and the technical team who don't have much coding knowledge, they can able to handle those. RPA tools. And technical approach, and this is one of the important difference, and supports limited software environment, much don't want more tools or any licensed stuff, softwares kind of things. It's not required. And this is one of the point and example. In test automation, test cases can be automated, and they can send the test case reports to the developers management team immediately. That is also automated. And RPA is kind of as I told, example, loan processing on data entry forms, and many uh, healthcare. Say, for example, if hospital management team is used to preparing the admissions manually, that can be automated. So they can immediately, the RPA can able to track all the health information of that particular patient, and they can the RPA tool can able to retrieve everything, and they can prepare the admissions immediately, and what actually the patient is required. It prepares the output for that. So there is a, it is possible, absolutely. And applications, we can test automation can be run on QA, production, UAT, any environments that is possible. And the RPA is also RPA here, of course, RPA can usually run on only the production environment. So they used to prepare, they used to create in a test environment. Once that RPA tool is working in a test environment, they can implement in the production, and it will start working on scheduled basis. And implementation, it can automate a product, application, anything, and it can be make it as a service, RPA. So that is one of the difference on implementation point of view. And users perspective, uh, limited to technical users, uh, and testing team, of course, only the testing team scenario will work. And on RPA side, can be used across the board by all stakeholders. That's what I told. The companies, big limited companies, public limited companies, they wants to send all the reports, what actually the last quarter or forecast or actual reports, the current report, that actual report means that that is very important to send to the stakeholders, because stakeholders used to invest, and they used to uh, send uh, the report, what actually the business they can able to analyze, how can we the next uh, the company will be in that, how it is the process, it's going to be in the current situation, how it is good or not, they can able to analyze. It will be very useful for analyzing on that perspective. So definitely it is very important to send on time reports to the stakeholders. It will be very useful across uh, globally. So this is the difference between test automation and RPA. And RPA implementation methodology. So before sharing this, continue with the slides, I would like to share, uh, I would like to show some simple application, and how it is working. I would like to share the application and RPA, how it's working basically. I want to show you that. This is one of the simple application which have only one page, which has a register page, username, email, password, and confirmation, and it has a register button. This is a simple application. What I'm going to do is, I have a RPA console application tool. I will show you how I'm going to create that RPA basically. One simple application I will create, and I will show you how it is going to work. Because if I continue with the slides, before that, if I show you on this practical examples, it will be easy to understand for you guys. So here I just creating a simple application. I'm selecting a C sharp, and I just selecting as a project type as a console. So console is basically a non GUI based application. I just selecting the console.NET framework, and here it is, let it be a latest framework, and I just giving the project name as a console app 2. Okay, here already I have created one.
Karthik sir. Karthik sir. Yeah, okay.
Jam sir, what happened?
அவருடைய இது we are not able to see that software. Just calling. Karthik sir. Jin sir.
Yes, sir.
I spoke to him. I think some disconnection, communication.
Okay, sir. Okay. Let him join, sir.
Audience, please wait for 1 minute. Some technical issue from the resource person.
Hello, sir. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Let me share my screen. Sorry, there was some disconnection
No,
happened.
no issue.
So can you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. We are able to.
Yeah. So I was talking about. So before continue with the slides, let me show you some examples of the automation. I would like to do some automation with some example, and I will continue with the slides. Okay. So here is the simple console application, a non-GUI based application I have shown you, and here I'm trying to access a simple a registration application. Okay, this is a register form. This is a ASP.NET application. I just show how this simple registration form I'm automate, and I will do some changes and show you. Okay, so firstly we need a Selenium WebDriver, so we need to install some packages. So here I have a simple blank console application, and I will create that WebDriver, how we needs to. So basically this is the references, we need these references, so we have to install these packages before starting our this automation. So I want to access the browser in my computer, and I have to open a particular URL, and I have to manage to maximize that browser window. So these are the first three steps. So okay, so if I want to access Edge browser in my computer, so I have to write this OpenQA Selenium Edge. This reference is important. Example, I just changing this I WebDriver class. I just created a driver object. If I changing a Edge WebDriver class, I just calling Edge WebDriver here. I remove the Chrome WebDriver. Okay, the object names might be same. Here, this Selenium.edge references is important. If I don't have this Selenium edge reference, of course, you cannot able to call this edge driver class. So automatically, using this object of that my edge driver, WebDriver, I can able to navigate and open a particular URL, whatever the application we want, and we can able to manage that URL browser. And inside that, once that browser URL, that particular application page is started opened, we can able to access that application control forms, and we can write, we can automate, we can whatever the actions we can able to do. If you want to enter a data, if you want to copy a data, and if you want to, whatever the actions we want to perform, we can able to do that. So here I just trying to write a simple console application code. Okay, so I'm just creating an object equal to iWebDriver. Okay, so here the class is not working actually. So for that we have to install this package. So I just right clicking this, quick actions, and here is an option called install package selenium.webdriver. Or else you can go to your console application project, or in tools you can able to open the NuGet package manager, and here you can click on that package manager console, or manage NuGet package for solution. Okay, so once it's got open, click on the browser, just type iWebDriver Selenium. So it is, you need internet connection of course, and it is difficult to search the exact with the name. So there is a lot of Selenium web drivers this package manager controller will provide. So here I just right clicking here to avoid those difficulties. Just right click and install the Selenium WebDriver. Here is the option called install with package manager. So once it goes, it will goes to the automatically NuGet package manager window. Just select the first one, or Selenium WebDriver, Chrome driver, whatever the Selenium driver you want, install this package. So it's getting installing. Yeah, finished. So now go back to your application. Close this NuGet window. Now you can able to write the, so automatically under the references in your application, you can able to see this web driver. It has got installed. So now you can able to write the references. So how you openqa.selenium.edge. So this stuff can support automatically. So using openqa.selenium, using openqa.selenium.chrome. Now you can write Chrome driver. Very simple. Okay, I just building this application, the solution. It's just want to ensure that is there any error or not. No, it's build success. And later I can use that iWebDriver object name, and I can call the navigate function, and I can pass the go to URL. Okay. So just using this object, navigate function, go to URL, and here we want to pass the string URL. Okay, so I just writing simply .com, and if I want to maximize, that is also I can do dot manage dot, so function window dot maximize. Okay, and to run this application, just running this, building the solution, and running this application. So the application starts executing. I'm not doing anything with my mouse. So it is trying to access my system, and it started opening the browser. So this URL is wrong. I think we have to pass HTTP. Okay. So this browser is controlled by can you able to note Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. Can you see? So this is not the browser which I opened manually. Okay. Just copying this URL, and I'm providing the correct URL here. Okay, now I'm trying to run this automation system. See, so it is access to the Chrome browser and opened the google.com URL and maximized the browser. This is simple 3-step. Okay, I'm closing this, stopping the application, and if I want to enter something, if I want to search something, I can able to give the input like that. See, if here I just accessing this register form ASP.NET application, and this form having a form control, text box control, and it has some inputs: username, email, password, and confirm password. So these 4 inputs, I just accessing this form control. This form control is we can able to access by identifying. I just right clicking this and inspecting. I'm seeing the front end code. So this each and every input box, text box, I just noting the notifying the username, ID, password. What is the actual ID property of each and every control? Okay, so we have to make sure that, so if I see this web application, I just created the input username ID, and I passed this ID property as email. So we have to make sure this name of each and every application's form control ID. this identification name. Okay, and I have to pass into my automation code with a correct key. Okay, once I maximize the browser after putting the URL, I just searching for the uh, element of that page, HTML page. Okay, I just using for that, I just using the iWeb element class, and with the help of this object and this particular iWeb driver object, I'm calling the find element, and using the find element by name username. So automatically this by name of username will search for this particular control and start typing the inputs we provide. So here I have given the input send keys of inputs. This is the input I have given. So let me run this application and show you. Can you able to see? And it's closed. So this particular uh, application, register form application, was automatically given the input by the this application. Okay, this, so here in another console application I used Edge driver. Okay, I didn't use a Chrome driver, and passing this URL. This is step 2, and maximizing the browser. In the step 4, I'm locating and interacting with the form controls, and I have 4 controls, 4 inputs, that is a username, password, email, password, and confirm password. I'm passing the inputs for each and every inputs in my string, and after that I just clicking on the enter button. Okay, if you want to do some enter or double click, you can able to achieve that with the help of action classes, and then that action class object you can enter, delete, like control. Okay, if you want to click on down arrow key, if you want to click on the shortcuts like F1, F10, F11, F12, everything is possible. Okay, left alt, can you able to see? So you can achieve this semicolon separator. So you can, so here I'm just clicking the enter, so that it will click on the enter button once all the inputs is given. So previously I was having a HTML button in my web application. So I just showing that. So it's accessing the input HTML button. I removed that and using the ASP.NET button. Okay. So this application was like automated. So this is how this Selenium is uh, working actually. The Selenium automation will work in this scenario. This is the simple example. I can share this code, and you can achieve, you can automate your application, and you can achieve whatever the task performed manually. You can automate that. Okay. Let me go back to this. Any doubts so far in this?
So no doubts.
Okay.
Till now, no question.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So let me go back to this PPT and continue with that. So this is how this RPA implementation will work actually. So we can develop a bot, and we can able to develop any type of bot. And if you want to access a server, you want to log into the server with a system account, that is possible with a bot, and RPA will do that and access the server, and it will uh, like extract the data, and it will send to the users as per our configuration. It will configure the if user, say for example, if any new user, if any new technical person or developer coming to the organization, that organization wants to give access to that particular new person, we can write a script, uh, like getting the inputs from the new user, validating that employee ID, any type of data, and we can write any logical data for validation, and then that system will automatically goes to the server, access the server and access the DB, and we can uh, create access with the new user and provide access to the new user, and also mail also will get triggered automatically to the new user. There is no need of any human wants to be do, and that new user don't want to wait on that moment. So everything can be handled by system, because if every day in big organization, every day hundreds thousands of new resources are joining, it's not possible to take care of one or two HR for providing the access and making the joining formalities, or uh, uh, making to join into the new organization. That manual process is very difficult for that. So the company wants to invest a lot of in that. So it is very helpful in that scenario, this bot. And support maintenance, of course, it will create a ticket if any issues, any, as already I told, if any support required from the business users, if we want to reach the technical person, automatically this chatbot will do that, and it will reach the right technical person who is the right person for this particular issue, and they can able to reach the business users and resolve the problems. These are all the various benefits and implementation of methodology in the using the RPA. And so this is one of the best practices for our RPA implementation. There should not be any confidential information should be revealed. Everything should be a separate environment needs to be cloned at the time of development, and then it is a recommendable. There should not be any production access at the time of development time. There should not be any production access to be provided. It should be very sensitive, because the system may do some impact. We should be very cautious on that particular scenario. So general use of RPA. These are the use of RPA: automate the report and reduce the gap between the systems, accuracy of quality and cross-check the information, migration of data. Uh, if migrating from one DB to another DB, say for example Oracle to MS SQL, or older legacy MS Access to MS SQL Server, older version of SQL Server to the latest SQL Server, any kind of scenario, if you want to migration of data, uh, it is legacy system to the modern system, migration data, it is not recommendable nowadays doing manually. It is recommendable only by automation. And forecast revenue and virtual system integration, these are all the general use of RPA. Apart from that, a lot of usages are there. I can share that as well. And these are all simple applications examples here I have in my slide. Healthcare registrations of patients, you can able to already I pointed that you can able to do automate the uh, patient registrations, admissions counter, everything can able to automate by accessing the patient's records immediately. They can provide the admission. They don't want to wait, because waiting the patients, the hospitality services are very crucial. So that moment automation is very useful on that scenario. And handling the patient's records, RPA will be very helpful. And joining formalities of new employees by the HR, processing of payroll, that is very sensitive. Confidential information cannot be handled by any persons. So it should be maintained. It's very difficult to maintain confidentially, right? So on telecom industry, quality reports needs to be sent, service order management, these are all the crucial point. And insurance and processing and clearings the claims, and retail industries, logical calculations of sales purchase modules, definitely RPA will do the needful in that moment. And travel and logistic perspective, that is a lot of possible. But healthcare and uh, telecom, insurance, the large industries and large domains started involving a lot of RPA systems, and only it's getting improving day by day in all the domains. A lot of apart from that, lot of e-governance system. Governments are looking for the automation for processing the uh, any type of government related registration activity. Um all informations by the public informations, or at the time of uh, disasters time, people wants to reach to the right department, government side emergency, everything, all the informations, all the process needs to be automated. The government is looking for all the e-governance needs to be automated, and all type of application forms needs to be automated. Looking for the future will be definitely RPA plays a major role, and later AI will plays the another role, definitely. And these are all the benefits of RPA. A lot of benefits. So as we have discussed, the configuration of software, um, and automating the particular process of that module of a particular application, and deployment process. Of course, nowadays, um, in cloud also they started in implementing this RPA systems. And like say for example, Azure clouds having involving this uh, creation of pipelines and deployment activity. The developers don't want to do any deployment manually. They can able to do the deployment automatically inside the tool itself. Another example, in Visual Studio, if I'm writing any enhancement code, any module, I can just build that code. If everything is working in development side, I can directly push to my UAT or production immediately. That immediately it will uh, deploy into the system, so we can move as per our convenience. These are all the benefits. And disadvantages are very less, and there is not a much impact basically. And bot is limited to the speed of the application, and even small changes made in the automation application. Definitely, see, if I just shown an example, a simple registration form, I just accessing the input controls, and submitting the values. See that input control identification name, or any input design form controls, any changes or enhancement are done. Definitely, even that small change in that particular application, automatically we need to go back to our RPA tool and go back to that particular module to change that the particular automation script as per the application change what it made. So we need to be reconfigured again. So that is the one of the disadvantage. So that also, again, the automation will helps. Whatever the change made, automatically the email or notification triggers to the developers automation team, so that they can be aware of that, and they can start implementing. They can stop that moment, and they can, after implementation of the change, they can reconfigure that. That is possible. So RPA and artificial intelligence, AI integration is something um handling with the data and providing to the users with uh, the required data. It's a natural language processing basically. But RPA, we can able to use AI to enable the bots, how the bots to be handled. Say for example, if a chatbot is handling a huge amount of data, it can able to do it fastly. But that data and that complex task, and that data needs to be handling, AI will be very helpful uh, to make a right logical steps. in between. So we can make use of the AI also in cognitive RP, of course. So as I said, so RPA in public sectors, the government efficiency, automating the task like tax processing and permit issuance, any issuance like citizen services, any type of process, absolutely it will be very useful for the public. No one can able to do anything on that e-governance process. And citizen engagement is another point in public sector, so we can able to improve the response time. Any citizens can get any type of certificates from the government side, approvals, they can able to get it done. A lot of response times can be reduced. We can improve a lot on this. And societal well-being and the role of technology, so how it is basically in RPA perspective, and a lot of things I mentioned here few. So defining a societal well-being is improving health, education, and employment, governance, everything we have covered. uh, Hope you have um, had some ideas how can we uh, make use of this RPA in a better way for society, and challenges faced by societies, so we can avoid the challenges and implement wherever the bots is required. Economic inequality, access to the healthcare, so nothing will impact. So automate everything will help us to reduce every issues, definitely. And technology as a solution, yeah. So whatever the see, before a decade, a company invested for automation, for using a tool securely. Securely is one of the tool that we invested a lot before a decade. At the time of implementing and developing using it securely, and they have started doing the automation, Selenium was coming to the peak, and everybody started using Selenium. So of course Selenium is having a still the last couple of decades, Selenium is wonderful option for automation. We can make use of this, so it provides a lot of permanent solution for the technology wise. So AI point of view, this is something different, like AI, how it is transforming the societal services. Of course, so it gives the public services like welfare distribution, law enforcement, all the citizen engagements, uh, AI. So before AI, people wants to be make use of the chatbots and automation. In the automation, we can implement some AI that will be good. Uh, so predictive analytics, one of the point I mentioned, AI application in the society, the predictive analytics in the healthcare and AI driven tutoring system in education, and automated decision making in governance. These are all the important points for AI plays a major role, maybe before or after chatbots implementation. So this is something I have given related to AI. And business process management. See, nowadays all the BPM, every BPM companies are reducing the resources, and they are stopping their portfolios, projects, and making use of these bots. And even the non-technical person who is from a BPM looking for to learn a technical changeover, and they're expecting to do some technical things to be implemented in their BPM process manually. So they don't want huge number of resources for each and every process to avoid, and the people started moving to, even non-IT people started moving to IT by understanding the business. They have a business knowledge, and they started learning some technical stuffs and moving to the IT. This is happening in last couple of years. So only the reason is this RPA and AI comes into this world. Okay, I think I have done on time. We are good. I think 5 minutes late, so we are good. I think. So, any doubts? Anything wants to be discussed?
Now, Karthik, sir, one question they have asked:
Yeah,
how the students can get into RP? What are the tools and technologies they need to study or concentrate?
definitely. Students, if you have a knowledge in C++, Java, C Sharp, Python, any object-oriented programming language is basic concepts needs to be required, and then you can start understanding the Selenium tool, and then you can do some simple automation. Directly, you can start learning that. It's not a big.
So, what kind of mini projects they can do? Sir?
Yeah, they can do for their colleges the handling the student informations, or they can do for any healthcare domains. So as I mentioned, if we want to do, if daily any data is handling, immediately see what are the steps handled by that particular person manually, focus on what data they are managing, and try to automate that. So in Excel, if you are handling department wise some 1,000 students or 500 students, if you want to update some data, and that you don't want to do the work again repeatedly, focus on the repetitive tasks. Try to focus on that repetitive task and try to avoid that repetitive task, and implement that automation. Do it that, and then try to implement that manual work, whatever you want, so it will avoid the time. So in that case it will be very useful.
Report generations can be automated.
Yeah, report generation and any department wise, portfolio wise, any data if you're handling. First thing, if you try to handle the data using the automation, and then you will get some ideas, then you can access the application. Suppose if you have any application, student registration or any registration type of application, you can handle that application. Try to automate that. Fetch the student information automatically and show into your website. Everything can be handled.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I think now time is now 11:40.
Thank you, sir. Well explained. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for the opportunity.
It's the time to say vote of thanks. Thank you very much, sir, Mr. Karthik from TCS. You have explained, you have given more insights on RPA and how it's going to connect with the AI, EPM. You have showed us the demonstration also. It's quite interesting, and the students will understand, and they will concentrate on their mini project also. Thanks. Let me say very good thanks to our management, who they are supporting us in all our aspects, giving good education and seminars like this with industrial people. Thank you once again to our management for making us to do such things. And thanks to all our principals, vice principals, deans, professors, faculty members, and students of all our 3 colleges for joining us today in this session. Hope this session would bring them a very good insight in RPA, and they can also take further steps to learn many more and gain knowledge in this RPA. Thanks to our department HOD sir, Sesha ma'am, and all our faculty members, our college faculty members, and thanks to CS HOD sir and Dr. Regin for also for conducting this session without any flawless efforts. So thank you all. Have a nice day, and we can end up this session. Regin sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Sesha ma'am. Thank you, Karthik sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.